Hi, Teresa Hansen again. I just want to share with you what makes a good coach because there's a lot of misconceptions out there of what would make a good coach, what you have to be a good coach. To be a good coach, you do not need a fitness in or background in fitness or nutrition. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need a six pack when you start or throughout your journey to be a successful coach. That is not, it helps. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's not a requirement and does not make you a successful coach by those three different things. Just a little background about who I am. I graduated from the University of Arizona, go Wildcats, with a Bachelor of Science in Engineering Mathematics and a minor in Computer Science. There's nothing in those degrees or classes that I took that had anything to do with fitness or nutrition at all. Okay, so I don't have any type of background. When I graduated in 2001, I started my career as a web developer with a focus in databases. Again, nothing to do with fitness or nutrition. Actually, it's probably the polar opposite. You sit in front of a computer all day long, hours on end, eating junk food majority of the time because you get whatever is quick because you're so focused in whatever project that you're on. And I gained a lot of weight in that, in that environment. Not saying that everybody who's a developer is overweight, but I fell into that trap. So that is a little background about me. Okay, so when I signed up to be a coach in 2009, I was about 30 pounds overweight. I started with Insanity, and I fell in love with the program, I fell in love with everything going on, I wanted my discount, and that's how I started as a coach. When I started as a coach, I had horrible eating habits. I hated working out. I hated sweating. I smoked about a pack or more of cigarettes a day. I could drink anybody under the table. I mean, my choices that I did in my life at that time were not healthy, but I still signed up to be a coach. So that's like just a little background about me. I just became a customer because I was ready to be healthy and I was ready to be happy, and I knew this was going to help me. Well, I didn't know at the time, but now I do. So let's fast forward 6 years. So you know my background. So fast forward 6 years. I am now an elite coach. I do Beachbody coaching full time. I am a Success Club legend, which means for more than 24 months, I've helped at least three people start their journey. Probably more, but that's what that title means. Like I said, I'm an elite coach, which means I'm an elite team. That's my team is elite. And also, too, this year, Team Motivate became inducted into the Millionaire Club, which means that in the 6 years that we have been coaches, that Team Motivate's been around, that I've been a coach, I have cumulatively earned over $1 million. So I was able to do that in 6 years with no background whatsoever in fitness or nutrition, just consistently working on my fitness. And sometimes I have a six pack and sometimes I don't. Two babies along the way. But that's what I just wanted to share, that doesn't matter. That doesn't define a successful coach. What makes a good coach, first, is to have a good work ethic, not afraid to work, not afraid to maybe sacrifice a little bit of time here and there, knowing that it's not going to happen. You don't have to sacrifice that forever, but that you're willing to do it so that you can make your goals. And also think that's what makes a good coach is not easily to give up on things, that you know what you're working for and you'll try and do whatever you have to do to make that successful and not give up on the first bump that you get. So if you have that quality of having a good work ethic, don't give up easily. You have a passion to help others. That is the main focus of what a coach is to help others succeed. If you have a passion for that, or you get enjoyment out of seeing other people succeed and knowing that it was because of your little push that you gave them, that is what makes a good coach. If you're a self-starter, we provide so much training, self-paced training, hands-on training. There's so much that you can learn from and learn how to be a successful coach, but you have to want to do that. And if you have that quality, that is what's going to make you a good coach. That's going to make you an excellent coach. The other thing is wanting to have a better life, wanting to have better health for you and for your family, and to lead by example. Like, you don't I didn't start off liking to work out. I did not. But I learned how working out can change my mood and make me happy and help me with stressful times instead of running to food or running to alcohol or running to a cigarette. I've used being healthy or being active, as my new channel of my negative energy to turn into positive energy. So you don't have to have that already when you start, but you have to know that that's there and you want to make it a part of your life. And the other thing is willing to share what you're doing. If you don't share what you're doing, you don't share the success that you're having, the success that other people are having, nobody's going to know it. So those are the things that make a good coach. And, as you get more involved with your own fitness and the programs that we have, all the Beachbody programs have meal plans and workout plans and all this information, you will start to learn about working out and start to learn about nutrition. But you don't have to be the expert. That's what we have the trainers for. You just have to help your friends succeed. Letting them know that somebody does care if they succeed or they fail is going to push them to succeed. And so that is what your job is. That is what you need to be doing. You are there to provide accountability to them and let them, and also too, the other thing you have to do is get out there and let people know we have solutions for their problems. I mean, who doesn't need to be healthy? Everybody. Who doesn't need to pay bills and buy groceries, and who doesn't want to take vacations? We have that solution. So you have to be willing to put your story out there, which we help you and train you and teach you how to get your story out there. But you have to be willing to do that so that people want to come to you. So that is what makes a good coach. Not being an expert, not a six-pack. Good work ethic and wanting to help others and sharing what's happening in your life with others. That is what makes a good coach. Hope that helped.